I appreciate everybody who gave me all of the wonderful tags and everything else. KFC just dropped a whole bunch of new things, but the most important thing, in my opinion, is their new gravy flight. Now, you can get this in their like 8-piece bucket meal, but you can also just buy it a la carte, which is what I did. I'm not eating 8 pieces of chicken. I don't want to waste all of it. So their 8-piece bucket meal, for whatever reason, on the national advertisement, it's $25. But in the location I'm in, when I was at the kiosk, it was $18. But instead, I just got a big back. That's not what it's called. That's a big box meal, which is $13.99 with 2 sides and a drink. They also have a new festive holiday pie. I don't know what the difference is between the festive and the regular one, but it's $5, so I figured I might as well get it because their pot pies are actually super underrated. And I got a chicken sandwich because I wanted to try it in the gravy. So that's just on the agenda today. Mainly this gravy flight right here I'm excited about. But drop a thumbs up, man. Like, subscribe. I appreciate everybody, you know, helping out the channel, growing everything. So yeah, let's get into this video. So the gravy flight at my location is $2.49, but it is the regular brown gravy that comes in the 3, but then you have the Southwest cheddar gravy and the peppercorn gravy. I got a 3-piece. This is a weak piece right here, but whatever, man. It's a weak piece. Anyway, I want to start with the white peppercorn gravy. This is like that breakfast gravy they do when they do biscuits and gravy, right? They don't usually serve this in Jersey, but I got to try it in the Midwest. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think this will be interesting for people who maybe aren't from areas where they serve it. Again, I'm born and raised in New Jersey. I never knew that they had biscuits and gravy as a thing until I went to school out in Iowa. We went to the dining hall like the first day at football camp, and they were like, we got biscuits and gravy. And I thought they were serving brown gravy, but it was white gravy. So I had it. In my opinion, this is like a fast food version of it. I think with the white peppercorn gravy, you can just see there's like no pepper in here. They should really pump up the volume on the pepper. Like, good to me breakfast gravy should be peppery. And it's not very peppery. It's just like flat one note, and it just tastes kind of floury, in my opinion. Like, if you're a person who's never had that before, I don't think this is going to be a good indicator of like good white peppercorn gravy. But for fast food, if you mix it with the 11, it's definitely passable, but it's not great. I would give it a 5 out of 10. But what I do want to do, because I feel like this is what it's made for, you know, I wonder if I can steal a pepper from up there. Hold up. I'm going to put some pepper in it. I think it just needs more pepper. You know, and I know they do make this kind of back there, so maybe they just didn't pepper it enough for my taste. Again, everybody's taste buds is different, so I'm not going to hate on nobody for that. I'm going to actually just use a damn biscuit to stir it up. Let's just go in. I don't really like KFC's biscuits, but maybe they could do like a biscuits and gravy meal. You know? Might hit. Definitely better. It should be peppery, in my opinion. I also think it needs some salt, but anything that can make these biscuits, which to me are like not the best ones, palatable, I can work with it. I would say add pepper to yours, but it might, your location might do it different. You can just see from the top down angle, you're not going to get that. This is really what it's supposed to look like. But Southwest cheddar. I got 2 boobies. Wow. Most people would be happy. I'm actually not. Southwest cheddar, to me, sounds like queso. It is very thin, though. It tastes like watery cheese, like watery queso. Like, if you've ever had like Tostitos salsa con queso or something like that, which I've eaten a ton of in my life. I really used to love eating them with chips, or sometimes I would use it as a side to dip my food in to make it just less boring when I'm doing like my prep. In this case, that's exactly what it tastes like, is like that, queso. There's nothing gravy about it, in my opinion. Like, Southwest cheddar gravy, you could just call it queso and you would have had the same thing. Like, is that good? Yeah. I feel like I say this every time that I think something is like mid-tier, but is this something that I would go out of my way to get? No. In fact, if you have Tostitos salsa con queso at home, you can probably just do that. I don't mind it though, especially if you just get like the meal. But I don't think it's necessarily anything special. In fact, let's just come back to this one again. Let's go to the brown gravy. for once. I don't really care for the brown gravy that much. It's like the least flavorful of any of the gravies at any of these chicken spots. I think the best one is the Southwest cheddar because it's the one that I would probably use as is. But I don't necessarily think it goes that well with the chicken. We can also try it in the fries, which I think will go a lot better because it's like a cheese fry. Tell me the sun didn't just rotate and get right in my eye. I'm not moving. Yeah, it's like a cheese fry. This is probably the best fit for it. I'm so glad the potato wedges are back. Let's try it. In the, what is this, white peppercorn gravy? That's actually not half bad either. I think I just like the fries better. That I don't mind that at all. In fact, I never did this, so let's do this one too. Biscuit and the cheese. Pulling that gravy is kind of a lie. But tastes like cheese. And the brown gravy. Nah. Overall, I feel like KFC has had better things that have come out recently. And I would rather stick with those. But if you want to try it, it's like $2.50. I would just get your normal order and try it out. If you think you're going to be wowed by any of these, in my opinion, the answer is no. I'm still a huge fan of KFC. I still really like stuff they come out with. But I don't necessarily think that. I feel like they could come out with better gravies than that. Because this is just cheese and white biscuit gravy. In fact, they should just leave the white one on the menu. But I did want to try it in their chicken sandwich. So we got the white gravy. I don't think it works well with the sandwich. Let's try the cheese sauce, which I think will work way better. Yeah. Look, if you like dipping things in cheese, you'll like it. Other than that, If you watch most of my best videos or like top 5 order videos or anything, drop the damn chicken bone in there, that had anything to do with KFC, there's a 100% chance that you will see this on here. I think they're pot pie, but I always say that this is underrated. Now, they call this their festive pot pie. I don't really think there's a difference from the description that I read. I'm even going to read it again so people might think I'm making this up. It says, our chicken pot pie is made with tender fried chicken, diced potatoes, peas, and carrots in savory sauce, all baked in a flaky crust. That is literally the description of their regular ass pot pie. But their pot pie is underrated, so I'm not going to be mad that I tried it. Here we go. Such an underrated food item here. You know what's crazy? I don't think they changed anything, but I will say this. This pot pie, compared to the ones that I usually get, there are so many damn potatoes in here. Like, diced ass potatoes. I wasn't expecting that. This is probably the thickest pot pie that I've gotten from KFC ever. Not even a complaint. I think that's pretty good. But if you've never had their pot pie, it's mad underrated. But this one is like really a ton of potatoes. There almost seems like, let me see if you can get a piece of chicken out of here. And the good thing about it to me is also, I think they're taking their old chicken and they're dicing it up, or like cutting it up, and then repurposing it in the pie, kind of like a Wendy's chili type of thing. So it's not like fake little funny tasting chicken. It's like real chicken, and it does help. Yeah, this is good, man. Ain't nothing changed. Look at that chicken. Whenever people ask me about KFC, I say every single time, they go, what's the most underrated, what's the best thing on the menu? I always say, you gotta get the pot pie. It's so underrated. And it's $5. It used to be $5 with a drink and a side. Now it's just $5. Which kind of sucks. That sun just like, it's killing me now. It's not even bothering my eyes. It's just like, there's nowhere in a restaurant because this thing is just straight windows. And it's just the time of day that, so I know people like, well, you always talk. I'm a perfectionist, so I'm always going to say like, I apologize for the bad, whatever it is. I know most people don't care, but I'm just, it's in my DNA. So just allow me to be myself. Also allow me to be myself and say, if you never had this damn pot pie, get the pot pie. Because this thing bangs. I'll tear this thing to shreds, this whole thing. Fast food wise, one of the most underrated items in any fast food place. KFC pot pie. Absolute heat. I'm stamping that. I've always given this like a 9. I still am. It's elite. I gotta get one more bite. I also didn't touch this whack and cheese since I don't really like it, but we're here. I still don't like it. Their mac and cheese, I'm sorry. I know people love it. I love that for you. You can have mine. Not a fan. I'd rather them use that Southwest queso on that because it tastes like it's not good. Not good. I don't have to rock with everything from places that I like. And that's just the case. But with all that being said, I'm still a fan of KFC. I feel like this gravy flight was a cool idea. But the idea is kind of, the execution of it fell short. I feel like they kind of played it safe. I do think the white peppercorn gravy, but calling that one Southwest gravy to me, like it's legitimately just queso. And that's kind of a letdown. They could have done something, you know, a little out of bounds, but maybe with Thanksgiving come up, done something with like a cranberry or something like that. But I just work here. Do I think you need to go out of your way to get it? No. Do I think the cheese is still good? Yes. Do I think this gravy is pretty good for people who've never had it? It tastes like the ones you get from a can from the store. It's not the best if you're talking about like homemade gravy, but it's still not that bad. So, nice idea. I feel like they should spin back to this and kind of do something a little different. Well, that's just my opinion. I still think if you're here, try it out for $2. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You might like it more than I do, but I'm always here to give my opinion, which is not based on anything other than me. You might be different. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back tomorrow. More content, many hand signs. They made it to YouTube.